you mentioned that you are into marketing and sales.
Yeah.
So, not some people, most of the people think that sales is just a number-based system or it's boring. So, what would you comment on that, said? And after your internship period, you didn't take a break. Like, did you take a break or started your next step? Welcome back to Skill Sapiens Talks. And today's episode feels less like a podcast and more like a conversation because our guest is someone whose story is super amazing, bold, smart, and honestly super inspiring. So please welcome Anirudh, who's gone from doing a BBA to completing his master's in global marketing at SP Jain, interned with Haleon, consulted with Next Education, and is now handling big numbers and client account in the banking sector at European. So Anirudh, please welcome.
First of all, hi Srishti, and thanks for such a great introduction. So I have my coffee ready. I hope you have your chai with you, so we can start the conversation. And
Yes.
yes, I'm ready. You can ask me anything you want.
Let's start. So, let's start from very top, your journey. You have jumped between industries, cities, and roles in the past few years. How has that been?
So I'll tell you, it has been a roller coaster for me. I studied in Dubai and Singapore. Then I worked in Gurgaon as an intern in Haleon. And then I went back to Mumbai to work in Aurionpro as a full-time employee. So it has been a mix of cultures and very difficult to adjust at the start. But throughout that time, I mean, if it takes 1 or 2 months and then you get used to it, like Mumbai's weather, Singapore's weather, Dubai's hotness. There has been a lot of changes, but it has been great. It helped me learn a lot of things. It gave me exposure to many industries, many people, and I believe in any industry it is important to know the people. So it has been a great experience for me till now.
Right, rightly said, Anirudh. So how you started your journey? You gave CAT or like SP Gen entrance test?
So there is an SPGN entrance test, that is SPJAT. I gave it, I cleared it. Then there was an interview round where I went through a panel interview, and that's how I got selected into SPGN. So that was the journey.
Amazing. So then Halion happened, right?
Yeah. So I worked at Halion after my 12-month course, and I was as an expert marketing intern there. I worked as in the marketing team, and I mainly focused on a few projects. One of them was Centrum, which is now a known brand. So when I was in Halion, it was going to launch. So I had a great experience in planning there. So for the launch of it, we did a lot of marketing activities. From organic marketing, we did some interviews of doctors. We had simple camps at doctor places with the help of Tata 1mg. So it was partnership with Tata 1mg. So it was a lot of stress at me for getting those strategies upheld, and it should work out. It should get the grasp of the consumer. The consumer should go to a doctor and see the reports, and at the end of the report, we had Centrum as a brand. So it was a great experience. I learned a lot. I had great mentors there, and I believe it is a good part of my journey that will always be embedded in my mind, because that's the first place I really understood what's real life working is. It's very
Right,
different
right.
from practical. It's very different from theoretical learning that you have at the college.
True, true. That must have been such a shift from, classroom to real life experience, full on execution experience.
Yeah, I mean, in theoretical learning, you do read a lot of things like you can do this marketing strategy, this is how sales happen. But when you get to the field, the reality is very different. It's not just the planning, because I mean, 90% of the time, the planning does not execute out itself. So there are a lot of problems. You have to go through it. I believe it is important that the planning doesn't go out as it is planned, because then you'll learn something new. and learning makes a man better. So that's my experience that I would like to share.
Rightly said. And after your internship period, you didn't take a break. Like, did you take a break or started your next step?
So there was a break of, I think so, 2 3 months, not a long break. But that break was because I didn't want to jump into a workspace or a field that I didn't knew or wasn't interested in. So I waited for the right job opportunity, which I feel is very important in today's world. So basically, nowadays people go to B school and the first job they get, they just go into it. But I believe they should have the patience, because if you go into a wrong field or a wrong job which you don't like, then you'll end up anyways leaving it or not working properly. So it's
Truly.
better to wait it out, get the right opportunity, and then give your 100% to the right opportunity. And I believe nowadays India is a market where everybody has an opportunity in every field. So if you wait out, you will get it in a good time.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah, correctly said. Because there are a lot of, online platforms where you can learn a lot. Like a lot of YouTubers are there who are definitely into their courses and, teach perfectly. So, did you do any course also?
Yeah, so
Like
basically
from
courses was part of our college. We did a lot of courses from Excel to anything. So what I believe is, uh, I think so 80% of the people nowadays do MBA from some or the other college, and there are now a lot of top colleges in India. So more than the degree, now the skill set is very important. If you have the skills to do the job, if you have that mindset to do the job, and most of those skill sets are not taught in the school. You have to do different courses, you have to do internships, you have to do a lot of things that make you develop as a whole personality. So those skill sets are very important. And as a part of my journey, even I did some skill sets related to marketing, related to finance, Excel, PowerPoint, anything that's important for today, doing job in today's world.
right, right. So after your internship period, you took a little break, and then you went into consulting. I guess consulting with Next Education.
So
What was all about that?
next education was actually the project finished after my internship, but it was actually part of my school project, college project. So basically in SPGen we do a real life project with with a current company. So next education had this problem. So it is basically a e-education company based out of Dubai. So they had a problem regarding admission. So they wanted to attract more children, but as Dubai a place, it is very culturally biased, I would say, during the schooling periods. So most of the education is Islamic education there. But now, as Dubai is developing, it has become a global place for business. So people from all over the world come there and they want their children to have a good education. So they had this problem. So we did a lot of marketing research, and we found out how schools portray themselves in advertisements as well as the curriculum was one of the big problems to why people of global presence weren't getting their children in those schools. So we did a study and we found out some solutions. I don't know if they are implemented yet or not, but we did pass them on to the next education team.
Okay, okay. So after that, your course was done after that,
Yeah.
and then you started your corporate life.
Yes, a good
Where
shift.
are you currently working?
So I'm working in Aurionpro. It is a fintech company. It is basically based out of. It has its head office in Mumbai, but we are a global company. We have our offices in Singapore, Dubai, and we work with banks, NBFCs, and financial institutions. So, we basically make softwares. We are also in AI. So we have taken over many companies. One of that is RAI, and it has its own AI capability. So we work around that also. We have our own cash management system. We have our own lending system. So it is a big suite of products that we work on, and I work on the marketing and sales side of it.
Right. It is so interesting. Like, I have a lot of interest in it. Like what you are doing, I really love it. So you are working in Gurgaon itself
Yeah.
or in Mumbai?
So I was working in Mumbai in 9 months. That was my training period where I got to learn how the industry works, how the bidding system happens, what all products we have. It was a learning phase of those 9 months, and then I was shifted back to Gurgaon, and I have a few clients here which I handle for cross sale, upselling, or new products.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, you mentioned that you are into marketing and sales.
Yeah.
So, no, not some people, most of the people think that sales is just a number-based system or it's boring. So, what would you comment on that?
So I would say many of the people do say sales is easy. One thing I know for sure, it is not.
It's
So
not easy, right?
yeah.
Some
So
people like like it's not easy, but it's boring.
actually, it is the most interesting part of the company, I'll tell you. Because see,
Okay,
the start of the company, the most important thing in a company is the revenue. And if
true.
revenue comes through sales, so if there is no sales, there is no point of making a good product. So
Right.
you have to understand that mindset that you are a very integral part of the company. And then coming on to boring, I believe there are two different type of sales. One is B2C and one is B2B. So I can't say about B2C because I work in B2B field. But B2B is, I mean, it's very interesting because it's just not numbers. It is from knowing the client, understanding his requirements, making your bid according to his requirements. And it is a whole process of sales. So it stands from building the client to selling to the client. And there is a lot of part of it. So the people who understand it as only the number is just the last part. It has a lot of aspects that you have to get into. So I don't think it's
Ag-
just numbers, but yes, numbers are the most important part of sales.
Agreed. Like sales is the core of any business, like any business.
Yeah.
You have to do sales because the revenue will always come from that only.
Yeah. I mean, there have been companies who have the best of the best production, but if they don't have the sales, they'll have to shut down anyways.
Rightly said. So, right. So, like, we have a lot of serious talk. So, let's take a breather. I have got a really fun game for you. So, the
Yes,
game is
sure.
this or that. Yeah, you have to choose between the two.
Okay.
Yeah, so shall we begin?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so what would you like, client calls or campaign meetings?
I believe campaign meetings.
Okay. PowerPoint or Excel?
Excel.
Okay, so you are a night owl or morning people?
Night owl. I can't get up in the morning and do all the work.
Okay. So you are mostly interested in guaranteed job or risky startup?
I believe risky startup because it
Right.
gives you a big chance to I mean it is a life or death situation, I would agree, but it gives you a perception that okay, you can use your mind anywhere you want, and it has a vast area where you can earn a lot of money. So I believe risky startup would be something, especially of
Plus
my
you will
age.
yes, plus you will get to learn a lot of new things also. Like
Yeah.
from very scratch to end point, you will get to learn
Yeah.
a lot many
So
things.
I'll tell you one thing. In a guaranteed job, there is already a process that has been set it up by the company. So you just like a horse, you need to you have to
Yes.
do just that much. But
So
in a
fast,
risky
yeah.
startup, you have to do everything from start to the end. So you'll know the marketing, you'll know the supply chain, you'll know the finance, you'll know it all.
Rightly said. So, you are a solo worker or a team player?
A team player. I don't take everything on myself alone.
Love it, love it. Okay, so before we wrap this up, let's leave the listeners with something to take them. So let's say someone's listening to this podcast right now. They're like fresh out of their college. So what would you advise them? How they should manage their time, and how they should stop overthinking, because a lot of people do overthink.
Yeah.
And they
So
are like, this is not happening. I'm just gonna quit this. So what advice will you give to that person?
So the first advice I would like to start with is don't take stress. Some or the other day you are going to succeed in your life and you will get a good job. So as an advice which I gave earlier also, don't rush into things. Take your time, understand your interests, understand which industry you want to go in, shortlist the companies you want to go in, apply there, wait for those companies, those opportunities. You if you try to rush into everything, it won't end good. So my advice would be take your time, and I believe it is important to have some self space to know yourself, to know your interests, and understand what would you be good at. I mean, some people do know beforehand, but some people do need that space also. So I believe that that's the advice I'll give to freshly pass out people.
Agreed. So stay calm and find your path,
Yeah,
research and take help from your mentors, calm down and
yeah.
think wisely.
Overthinking never helps. It won't get you a job.
Right. Think wisely.
Yeah, think wisely.
So yeah, so this was such a fun episode. I feel like I got to know the story behind your resume, and I'm sure everyone listening to this will take few words, few lines that were very inspiring from you. I am sure that they will listen, and they'll be more motivated towards their life.
Thank you so much for hosting me and giving me this chance to give out my story to people. Maybe if I can inspire one or two people, that would be great.
Yes. So to everyone turned in, whether you are figuring out your things, stuck in decision, yeah, like you're not focused, or you're overthinking, or like just stay focused, keep moving. You don't have to just stop in between, and remember that your story is not this is not the end. You have just started your journey. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. Thank you so much.